I should be left the second I saw my name in the diary, 3 days before I checked in. But by then, the scratching had already started behind the walls. I booked a room on a whim. A solo weekend getaway, cheap and off-season, at a small, older hotel tucked into the edge of a quiet coastal town. It was one of those places that had probably been charming in the 70s, but now just felt tired. Wood-paneled walls, floral curtains, a faint mustiness clinging to everything. The receptionist was polite but distant. No small talk, just a key, an actual metal key, not a card, and directions to room 9 at the end of the hall. I was just drifting when I noticed something, an odd bump under the bed, like the edge of a shoebox catching on the blanket. The TV buzzed faintly with some late-night sitcom. That night, after a long drive and a greasy dinner, I kicked off my shoes and flopped onto the bed. I got down on my knees and reached underneath. My hand brushed against something smooth, leather or imitation leather. I pulled it out. A diary, dark blue cover, no name on the front, just a small gold clasp that popped open with barely any effort. The first entry was dated 3 weeks ago. First night here, room 9. The manager smiled too long. I think he's watching me. At first, I thought it was just someone's weird attempt at a travel journal, but it didn't read like fiction. The handwriting was shaky in parts, then frantic in others. Each entry was from someone staying in room 9. Same dates, same room. They described little things, creaks in the walls, footsteps overhead when no one was above, whispers coming from the air vent at exactly 3 a.m. Then, on the 4th page, I stopped breathing for a second. Someone tried to open the door last night. They whispered my name, but I never gave them my name. And then this. I saw a face in the mirror. It wasn't mine. I told myself it was just a creepy prank left by a previous guest, meant to spook someone like me. But then I flipped to the last page. It was dated 3 days after the final entry, and it had my name on it. He arrives this Friday. Alone. Says his name is redacted. He's curious. Curious people disappear here. Like someone else had picked up where the writer left off. The handwriting was different. Cleaner. More deliberate. I shoved the diary back under the bed and tried to laugh it off. I even left the light on. But I couldn't sleep. Around 2:58 a.m. I heard it. Soft, slow scratching behind the wall near the headboard. Like fingernails on wood. It stopped after maybe 10 seconds. The hallway outside my room was silent. The door was locked. Chained to. Then I heard a voice. So quiet I wasn't sure if it was real, or if I was just primed to hear it. A faint whisper. You found me. I sat up so fast, I nearly knocked the lamp off the nightstand. The owner passed away last year. Room 9 hasn't had anyone in it since. But a different guy was working. Younger. He looked confused when I described the older manager I'd met the night before. As I grabbed my bag, I noticed something new. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. The next morning, I went down to the front desk to ask if someone had access to my room. Maybe housekeeping had left the journal as a joke? You sure it wasn't a guest helping out? I told them I booked it online. I left the key on the nightstand and practically ran out of that place. He blinked. They described what he did with curious guests. How they always find the book. How he waits behind the wall. How he always gets inside eventually. Curiosity 1. We don't list room 9 online. I went back upstairs, now fully in get out of here mode. I packed fast, barely checking drawers. The mirror. There were words written across it in the condensation, like someone had breathed heavily near it. Read the rest. M. I heard the same scratching, this time behind my bedroom wall. I didn't. But here's the thing that's been keeping me up since I got home. I did go back and read the rest of the diary. The final few pages were written in the same neat hand. The last line, he follows them home. That was 2 nights ago. And last night, just before 3 a.m.